Welcome to the first episode. Whoop, whoop. I'm a big believer in starting everything with your why, and that's exactly what you're going to learn today in this episode. Why did it take me 3 years to finally start this thing? Why is this podcast a passion project for me? Why you need to listen to this, and why you're already worthy and complete and capable of achieving a joyful life today. This episode is going to be like many of my solo episodes. I'm leaving you with an actionable exercise to gain clarity, and specifically in this one, on what areas of life you would like to focus on and improve. Are you ready? Here we go. Hey there, beautiful soul. Welcome to Cultivate Your Joyful Life, where we believe true fulfillment blooms from within. I'm Liou, your certified life coach, and I'm on a mission to help you create a life you freaking love. In a world where we constantly juggle priorities from career to parenting, relationships to health, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or not enough. But don't worry, in this corner of the universe, I'm here to share practical tips and inspiration to help you access your inner joy right now. So, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's cultivate your joyful life together. Here we go. Hello there. Wow. All I have to say is this is a long time coming. About 3 years ago, I bought Pat Flynn's How to Start a Podcast course, and it just sat there collecting digital dust. And the past week I told my husband, I'm going to start a podcast. His answer was, finally, you've been talking about this for years. So here I am on my birthday, I'm 37, releasing this new podcast on how to cultivate your joyful life, because I truly believe it is my soul mission and my purpose. If you've been following me for some time, you know that I have been specialized as a career coach. It's where I built my whole identity around, and my credibility has been all in the job search arena. But for a while now, I would say the past 2 to 3 years, I have just felt very misaligned in the sense of I want to support people with more. Yes, getting a new job opportunity, a new offer, a higher salary, a better workplace for you is important. But deep down, I know that we are whole beings. And if we don't believe that we are worthy, if we can't tap into our own inner resilience and inner trust, and we don't truly know who we are, well, we're going to have self-sabotage. We're going to have a more difficult time not only obtaining our goal, but also being able to hold it and really nurture and maintain it. So that's my purpose for this podcast, is guiding you on a journey of how to cultivate a not just meh life or settling for the status quo, but a life that you're like, pinch me. I can't believe this is my life. This is so fucking joyful. So I'm finally making my message bigger than my ego. I have so many beliefs right now of, is anybody going to listen to this? Ugh, I hate the sound of my own voice. All the things that are preventing me from actually hitting record. And I'm just freaking doing it because this is the same message I tell my clients all the time. Take it from Nike, just freaking do it. And the hardest part is starting. So I love the quote, you got to be a disaster before you become the master. So here does nothing. This is a disaster. But hopefully you're still sticking around. All right, so just a quick background in case you're new to me. I'm going to share a little bit about who I was and who I am becoming, and what you can expect from this podcast moving forward. So who I was up until now is a job search coach. That's what I have been known for. It's where I've built all of my credibility in. I have job search programs that are still going to continue running, and I have an incredible head coach who's going to be taking care of that. But aside from being a LinkedIn top 10 voice to follow in job search and career, being recognized as one of the top career coaching programs for job searching out there, there's been a part of me that has always been so fascinated by human psychology. Ever since I was in college, I gravitated towards those courses. It's no wonder that I fell into human resources and recruiting and now becoming a life coach. What I found is no matter who I'm speaking to, how amazing they look on paper, every single one of my clients has self-doubt. I'd be talking to people who have more impressive credentials and backgrounds than me. And the things that they tell themselves, like, I don't think I'm worthy of that job, or I don't think I'm good enough for that, or if I just get another qualification or certification or credential, then I'll finally be ready. And also a lot of them not knowing, what do I actually want? I know what my parents want. This is what society deems as success. But I've checked all those boxes, and yet I still feel so unfulfilled and unsatisfied. And I've been there. That describes my 20s. We'll call it a quarter life crisis to the core. And that's really what prompted me to go into my personal development journey. Over the years, I've delved deep into all this self-development, personal development workshops and certification programs. But recently, I found a program that I'm going to be certified in this month. I'm so excited. By the time that this comes out, I may already be fully certified. It's been an intensive 9-month program where I feel like I'm getting a master's in spiritual psychology. I love it so freaking much because we're diving into how do we get back into the core essence of who we are. In other words, it's called the law of emergence. We come into this world born so perfect, so pure, so complete, so loved, so worthy. And if you are a parent, when you look at your child, this is how you feel about your child. But yet, as we go through life experiences, we have incidents, we have big trauma and little trauma, we start to put on protective masks and protective layers of, this is who I need to be to survive in this world. This is who I need to be approved of or liked in this world. And so by the time we reach adulthood, we're often having compensatory strategies to be safe and feel approved of and feel in control of. Yet there's kind of this tug of war of like, well, who am I truly? And so that's what this whole podcast is about. It's really about how do you come back to your whole self, your true authentic self. The self that loves yourself and approves of yourself, no matter what you have on the exterior or what others think or say. This, to me, is being the most bold and courageous version of you so that you can actually create a life on your own terms that you love, not because it's trending or it's popular or this is what everyone else thinks is quote unquote success. So in this podcast, I really want to unpack that. I'm going to be sharing episodes twice a month to start. That might change, but a solo episode where I'm just kind of sharing my own musings, my own learnings, what's top of mind for me. Again, my specialty is within kind of job search and career, so I'll probably be talking about that aspect a lot. But I also plan on bringing guest experts that touch the wheel of life that is beyond my current scope of expertise. So I want to bring in thought leaders that specialize in health and wellness, relationships, love, intimacy, sex, money, and personal finance, and just really unpack their best wisdom and advice and strategies to create a more joyful life. So the way that I like to think about it is introducing the wheel of life. If you haven't heard of this concept, it's basically you can imagine a circle with various spokes. And in those spokes are those areas or categories of life that are important to you. So again, it could be health and wellness. Other common ones are spirituality, fun and play, or hobbies and interest, career, love, relationships, anything that's important to you would go into this wheel. And there's often a rating system to get self-awareness and evaluate where you are. So if you have a chance, you can look in the show notes. I put a wheel of life exercise in there and just take some time to evaluate how you would rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being completely dissatisfied, completely unfulfilled here. 10 being, this is epic. This is complete. I feel completely fulfilled. And if you look at that wheel of life, anytime one area is not as high as another, it's kind of like having a flat tire in life, right? Like you're riding the bicycle and you're going to have a more bumpy ride. There's going to be things that are agitating you or stressing you out that you want to improve. Now, the goal here is not necessarily to get a 10 in all of them. It'd be great to visualize what a 10 means to you. And you can absolutely, if you're like, everything's perfect, I want to make this a 12, you can aim for that. But to me, I actually think having a solid 7 or 8 is pretty darn good. Nothing is ever going to be whole and perfect forever. Everything is temporary, and life is just gonna life. It's going to continue giving you stressors. And this is truly what coaching is about. It's how do we respond versus react? How do we take what we have, knowing that it's not perfect, but allow ourselves to improve upon that? And so much of it has to do with our whole being, our mind, our body, our soul. And that's what we're going to delve into on this podcast here. But your exercise for today is to just take an inventory of where you're at on your wheel of life. What are the areas that you want to improve upon? What are the areas that are already good and great? What do you want to focus on? What are those top 1 to 3 areas that if you could make a change or an improvement, your ride is going to be smoother? All right. I think that's it for the first episode. If you made it to the end, thank you so much. And I gotta ask for a favor because I'm a new podcast. Apparently, it really appeases the algorithm gods if you can subscribe and leave a review. And please share this with any friend who complains about their life. Let's all create a joyful life together. And I'm just so excited to continue pouring encouragement, wisdom, and actionable advice so that you can have a more joyful life. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's episode. If you enjoyed it and you're not following me on social media already, come follow me and join the conversation on our latest post. I'm over at Cultivate, or you can visit our website, cultivate.com, and learn more. And don't forget to hit subscribe to this podcast so you don't miss another episode. I can't wait to connect with you again soon. Have a joyful day.